Hi all, welcome back. I'm Action Kharkov, German Solo, part 58. Yeah, 58. Let's go with that. Right, now a chance for us to do something. Although, yeah, it's probably not going to be anything. Yeah, all my impulses just now I think are going to be rather lame. I suppose we should consider the worry of what's now open and available though. The problem is I don't think there's an awful lot we can do about them. I mean, Sumi down here, I mean, we do have this Rouse unit here. I mean, he got knocked out at Turka. So I suppose, well, in actual fact, would he not be better heading to Poltava and coming this way rather than going that way into the corner there? He's more than likely going to get, if he's going to get any support, it's going to come from the south, yeah, which is that way. So I suppose he's got garrisons in the way as well. Can he reach that? He can't even reach the garrison, can he? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be frustrating. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where he could reach to a hex that was then proximate to Sumi. But if he came this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, then his next move moves adjacent to the garrison, doesn't it? So that's horrible. These guys are surrounded, and they're all surrounded, so we can forget about any of that. The third corps unit's in a bit of middle and nowhere really, so there's still not, well no, actually I'm saying that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I mean, he'd be leaving that VP hex and probably breaking surround to that unit to do it, but he is proximate to Krasnograd. And remember, that's Voronezh front territory. That's why the pop-up units are just skipping on by. He's not proximate to Poltava. I mean, it doesn't really matter. There's not enough. There's nothing that we can move in to protect. You know, obviously we had to disperse this unit. There was that possibility of moving them, retreating them one hex, knowing that they were going to disperse and then take us as debt loss. And I thought it seemed like a waste of the card just to move a one-step unit back into there for them to. But it does look like a pop-off activate. Next impulse. And remember, we've got to get also lucky and draw a card. Well, unless I choose to use my any one unit move. Which is, well, maybe. And then, of course, this is their objective marker, but fortunately these are dispersed now. So, yeah, but if we are deploying some of these 57 core units, it's probably, yeah, I'd like to think I'm going to put one in there, am I not? Oh, they're only infantry, Grant. I didn't know they were infantry. Yuck. I'm still okay though. Yeah. It feels like this is probably the more urgent thing. It's not that it's, yeah, I've just realised there are 2 strength infantry units. 3 of them. So it's not as if it's a strong force, but I mean, my best force is probably the 48th. And then next again, the 2nd SS. The 40 core guys need to go, mind you, they could possibly go in here. Possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's no garrison. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe they would be better. Have I got the card for them? Yeah. And that's a camp group card as well. Right, I'm going to lay the cards out and have a look. Okay, there's a long range look at the cards, just to keep the reserves and the picture as well, and you can see that obviously these three are primary cards that could deploy any of the three stacks, and this is a Cav group card. So we do know that if we deployed them with that, then we know for sure that there is a 40 core primary card still to come. So we know we're guaranteed. I mean, it could be any one of the cards in the draw pile, but if I play this to deploy them, there's no guarantee. There might be that the other supplementals for that core are sitting in the, you know, they're still sitting in the supplemental card box. You know, they were one of the 4 cards that got left, and I can't remember what came out last turn. Like I say, I never keep track of everything. Sometimes you remember certain things, but and I think deploy them with strategic 40 core. I could deploy them strategic deployment into there. I mean, I suppose I don't really want them all the way down there. So what about the 48 core then, Grant? Could you not deploy them? See, they've got to be this side of that line, and see that hex there is only 1, 2, 3, 4 hexes away for that garrison. That's cruel. That is cruel. Well, hang on though, Grant. You could come down to here, no? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could possibly deploy them there, but that's a horrible looking bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's nasty. That's nasty. Because I've got to be 5 away from the garrisons as well. And there's no point going away down here, because this dark blue line, I believe, it's blocked, isn't it? We can't cross there at all. So if I've got them all the way down here, actually they've got, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, I'd need to move them up and around the river. Yeah, that's not any good, is it? Yeah, in actual fact, I'm going to struggle to deploy them. I'm going to probably have to be deploying them in some hex like that. Because is that the only unit we've got? Well, yeah, we've got the summon here that are out of supply. I can't place them in 3 of that. If I'm looking to place it within 3 of that, 1, 2, 3. No, just not quite. 1, 2, 3. No, I can't. No, hang on. I could maybe 1, 2, 3, because garrisons don't come into it. In fact, that hex might be alright, because that's adjacent. That's a clear hex adjacent, and that's, yeah, that would maybe be okay. However, that means I can't get them down here, and I think, I'm not saying this is urgent, but I think if I'm going to do anything, I might as well do this bit first. But then that could be argued. Some of you might just say, look, forget about that. Forget about that. You're more maybe concerned about these 2 cities. That's a fair point. You could be spot on. Yeah, well, I can either deploy the 57. Sorry, I can either deploy them, and I could put one of them or maybe 2 of them in Dnipropetrovsk, and then one of them. 1, 2, 3 down here, so that he could then move into there. It's only 2 strength, but it gives a chance. But I either do that, or I could deploy the 40th core units, I think. and this hex here, would be able to get... No, I don't think they can reach, can they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, they're one hex short there. Ah, no. Well, that seals the deal, does it not, Grant? I think so. Because if they can't reach that hex... 2, 3, 4... Yeah, it needs to be there. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're one short. Okay, yeah, I think I'm going to go with this. And deploy all 57 core reserves. Now, they're all going to be deployed tactically. So within the unit's army area, so as long as I'm that side of that line. In a supply head hex, or clear hex adjacent to supply head, at least 3 hexes away from non-isolated enemy unit, town or city. 2 hexes away placed in map edge hex. Yeah, that's fine. And then within 3 hexes of a unit in the same core. So this is from 57 core. So if I place my first unit in here, I think I'm going to put them both in here. Put 2 of them in here. Because that's a bit they're going to come through first, and that's where the objective marker is as well. And then put this guy within 3 of this guy. 1, 2, 3, just on this road here. He's on the supply road. He's 1, 2, 3 away from both these units. And he's within 3 of this guy, obviously. So, like I say, just with the intention of, if we are able to activate these again before Popov activate, and it is before Popov activate, because although these units can't move, I'm just going to move his dispersal, this is going to move right into there, or not? Because it's going to, yeah. I mean, I could use my any one unit move. I've got a core rouse card in my hand. The events, nothing to get excited about. Engineers. Does assign 2 replacement points. We do have 1 eliminated unit, and we do have 1 unit on the map actually. So that does have a use. However, it is just the supplemental card. We could consider an activating in 1 unit if we don't get 47 core and move that guy into there, but I'm reluctant to do that. I'm hoping that I draw another 57 Panzer Corps card, which is, yeah, that's going to be a bit... Yeah, I'll get some eyebrows raised on that one if that's what I draw next. Definitely. So, is that the best you're coming up with, Grant, you think? It's not great, but I mean, this isn't anything special to get excited about. And coming up, could we place it here actually? I think I'd want to keep it closer to there if things go wrong. So I can, because I'm still 3 away. And although that's a marsh, it's only mechanised units that are affected, isn't it? I'm sure it's... Let's see the terrain key up there. Marsh, combat strength of mech units defending in or attacking into or from is halved. It costs 2. It costs 2 to move into that though, but that we're moving through the road, so we're still moving through a road, so it's not going to. Well, I'm just placing them in there. It's just that that's a wee bit closer to getting a crew back to safety, because if this does fall, oh no, I'm going to be. Yeah, well I can't. Oh, hang on, can you not put them there, Grant? I can. Can I? No, it's not in a row. It's not in a clear hex. Damn. I can't. And I can't stack them with that because that's only 2 away. And if I put them... Oh, hang on. You know what to put them in there? 1. Yeah, you can put them in there, Grant. Or even... Could he go there? Yeah. What are you thinking of? Yeah, if I put him there, he's within 3, he's within the boundary, and he's at least 3 away from an enemy unit. He's on the supply road. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm forgetting actually, this is not a traceable supply head. Because this hex is in enemy zone of control. However, oh well, I couldn't have actually placed them down there then. No, I couldn't. Could have placed them on the map edge, but I couldn't have placed them on the road. Yeah, you can, Grant, because you're the other side of that, you divvy. Anyway, right, I can place them there because he can trace that way to get supply. Doesn't need to try and trace down this road. So that's fine. And then, like I say, he's within 3 and he's at least 3 away. And then if I activate them again, and this is vacant still, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if they activate and go into there, I can say, right, we'll not bother doing that and we'll just come back across the river, I think. That makes more sense, doesn't it? Right, yeah, let's go with that. Okay, yeah, let's go with that. I'm actually going to move the objective marker up top though, I think. Yeah, maybe like that. Okay, right, time to draw that other green card now, Grant. Yeah. Okay, that's that done. That was a primary for that. So we are going to draw back up to 5. So here we go. Let's see what we get. Oh, it's First Panzer Army. I couldn't see through the camera there. I had to look round about. Yeah, it's the darker colours, the other one, isn't it? Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good card, but... Yeah, no, it is good. I'm hoping that we get the 4th Panzer Army card, though, as well. But, yeah, and that's the thing. I would be reluctant. If it was a 4th Panzer Army card, then I could have activated Dame with it, but I'm not so sure I would want to use that for that. Because I think that's kind of the card I want to activate the 48 core, sorry. Okay, well that's us drawing a card now, so that's us sealed in to this. No going back now, Grant. Right, let's get another Soviet Impulse then, and well, I say we're kind of hoping for it not to be Popov, but that, well, I suppose, yeah, I do want it, because then I might be tempted at any 1 unit move, maybe, and then move that guy in. Possibly. Right, well, let's move across and look at what the Soviets are going to do first. Right, here goes, next Soviet Impulse. 3rd tank. Okay. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, they're going to use it for the event though. Right, well that's a primary, and that's not the primary, so that's how they're going to be set up. However, we do have an event this time on the auxiliary card, and this is the forward support thing. From turn 5, event forward support. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's probably similar, but I don't know how they're going to decide how to do it. My guess would be it's probably going to want to support the units that are round about Pryadovka. Or maybe not. It's probably going to want to target the most units, isn't it? Yeah. You know what it is, isn't it? I'll bring the camera around and we'll bring the cards around and we'll have a look. Yeah, my guess is before we start looking that this is a support line here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 units that are not in support for, well, mind you, that's, yeah, that's a fair point. Because I don't think it's going to, it's not going to specifically target any specific units. So it might actually go across this side. Because there's quite a few units out of support there as well. Well, Grant, why don't we look at what it says? Yeah, that's an idea. Okay, where are we? Soviet command events. Forward support. Place a forward support marker. I have one right here. In a hex located outside of, but adjacent to the current Soviet support zone. Okay, well, there you go. When I was playing the Soviet, so it did say adjacent, and you thought, oh right, so I can move it 1 hex outside. It actually tells you there outside, because you're always going to get the most 1 hex better use out of it. So outside of, but adjacent to the current Soviet support zone. Doing so puts all hexes within 5 hexes of the forward support marker in Soviet support. Prefer the placement hex that A puts the most supplied and currently puts the most supplied, well, all our Soviet units are supplied anyway, and currently unsupported Soviet units in support. And then B we've got as southernmost, C as westernmost. Oh, that's to find the actual hex. Right. Does not apply if less than 2 units would be put in support, or if both forward support markers are in play, or if the Soviet deck is empty. Or if the Soviet deck is... of course. Yeah, because then it's the end of turn and you're going to just remove the forward support markers. Right. Okay, so... yeah, well, we need to find how many units... well, in actual fact, it could maybe come in here and still grab some of these and grab some of them. It could be... yeah, it could be quite tricky to find this. Right, I'm going to go and have a look then. Yeah, I think they're kind of split. It's either going to be 6 across this side, or and that marks how many units I can pick up with that. So there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from that guy. So we've got that guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units if I put it there. And then across here, I've got, hang on. Yeah, if I put it across here, which is just outside as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 reaches these 3 hexes. There's 2 units in there, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it can get the 2 as well. So there's 6 units picked up with that one, 6 units with that one. And I thought, can I not find some kind of middle ground that might pick up? But because there's a big gap in the middle there, really, and that's probably the best I can get, and that gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5's not higher than 6. So that's that. So I think it's going to be between the 2. I'm kind of hoping it's going to be that one, but that tells me that it's probably going to be that one. Because there's not much going on down here, is there? It's going to be this one, isn't it? Right, I don't think I can find anything that beats the 6. Because I had to bring it right along here to get these guys, because the line, it comes down there 1. Because if I go along here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's not getting them there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why I had to come right along to there. And that then, well, to be honest, even if I was along here, it's not picking up any of them. Okay, right, let's be put out of our misery then. So we've got 2 that put the most supplied and currently unsupported Soviet units in support. B is the southernmost, yeah. That's it. Yeah, southernmost is this one. Which, yeah, it makes sense. There's not a real need for them over there, whereas we've already put some reserves here, and this is where more action's going to happen, isn't it? So, Yeah. Well, that's a bit annoying. However, it does mean they're not using that card, so that forward support marker is going to go in there. I'll just put it on top of the Garrison. That could be a little fiddly to realise that's a Garrison as well as, but I think we're better having the forward support on top, aren't we? Right, okay. Well, that's that done. Now, we do have events that can remove these, because I remember the very first time in my Soviet solo game when I placed one of these, the following turn, I think it was, or the following impulse, the Germans just removed it. And I was like, oh yeah, that was very pleasant. Thank you. Okay. Well, let's say the good thing was they didn't activate the Popov card, so they're not going to take Predovka. Although it was in the auxiliary card slot, it might have still been sat there and they've had two impulses again. So this is in the command card box, so we are going to activate all units in 3rd Tank Army. And yeah, they're going to start making some nasty moves, I think. So let's see what's what. Okay, I think that's all the units. I just realised that we just activated 3rd Tank, didn't we, with the units card, didn't we? And then we brought a reserve in. I want to say it was just... oh no, it was this guy, wasn't it? Yeah, it was this guy. And he came in with that thing that took us a while to sort out. We do have another reserve. This guy bounced back at the end of that unit's activation, so he is eligible to come back in. So yeah, well, they're still scattered around Kharkov as well, so there's that. Vornes front, objective markers down here. Well, I don't think it was going to move again. Like I say, I'm still not 100% sure if that's its last placement. I don't think it is. But we'll worry about that when we need to. As long as nothing's proximate to it. We checked this already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, not proximate to that. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. He's got 7 movement. So we do need to find out then. Right, so is in Poltava. I've got to think that that's only its 2nd hex. Right, where did it start? Let me see that was the setup of diagrams. What was it? Vornes front breakout, weren't we? So it started in Chugyev, hex 1008. So going by the placement tables here, first to the 2nd from placement of the 1st in Chugyev to the 2nd, it's in, where's it in? Poltava. It must be its 3rd one. Because it went from Chugyev to either Valky, Krasnograd or Kharkov. It went to Valky, didn't it? Yeah, it did. That's nasty though. This guy's going to take Poltava. Well, you know what, Grant? You weren't protecting that. I wasn't, was I? Nah. That was going anyway. Yeah, so that is its final resting place, isn't it? Chugev to Valky, I think it went, and then Valky to Poltava West. Yeah. So we've got to actually move into that hex, which might happen then. Well, I think it will happen. I've just said that. Okay, but it doesn't adjust because that's its final spot. Okay, so let's get moving. So move method 1. Jumped on past where I should be. This is a spearhead, but again, we're turns 3 to 5. Okay. So, move method 1, take a VP hex in descending order, enter an empty German town or city, move to an empty German-owned town city, unless targeted exclusively for the inactive front. Right. Let me just move this out of the way a bit. Hang on. Okay, so what's a possible option? Well, we've seen that Poltava can happen and is going to happen. Sumy could be another possibility, couldn't it? Yeah, because I forgot, we've got this guy here. Ah, he's adjacent to the Rouse unit though. Yeah, I had said about the Rouse unit maybe trying to get across, but the fact he couldn't do it in 2 movement anyway. Yeah. Well, I don't know, maybe not, because he might not be here. So can this guy get to Sumy? I don't think so. Yeah, because that's too costly. That's like 1, 2, 5 movement in there. So 6, that's as far as he gets. There's nothing else that can get any Sumy. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, no. No. Okay, so Sumy's out. Poltava is in. That's going to be the only one though, because Krasnograd's for the... Oh no, yeah, Krasnograd is, Grant. That's why the pop-up units are not going there. So I'm sure this guy can reach Krasnograd. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, he can. However, he can reach, but I think he's breaking surround with that guy. So... possibly not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, actually, he can reach Krasnograd as well. Although this is 2 victory points, that is 1. So I guess there. And this is his front objective marker. So we've got Poltava and Krasnograd. Yeah, and that's really it, isn't it? Well, actually, yeah, because then the third tank aren't going to... Well, I don't know what they're going to do. I suppose once their objective marker goes away, they start doing different things, don't they? Because this is the last Forness front town. After that, it becomes Southwest front. Okay, so in descending order, well, Unit 2... Yeah, because it's really only Unit 2 and Unit 1 that can reach. You can't get down here. And this guy, yeah, he can. He's adjacent to German unit as well. So Unit 2 can either move to Krasnograd or Poltava. So we need a preference breakdown there. So we'll move to hex closer to or within 4 hexes of the unit's objective marker. And adjacent to German... No, I'm reading the wrong one. Sorry. Let's go back. Step 1. Move method 1. Enter an empty German town or city. Move to an empty German-owned town, city, hex. Unless targeted exclusively for the inactive front. Urban infiltration. If starting adjacent, no. Right, no preferences. Okay. That's a bit odd, is it not? Enter an empty German town city, move to an empty German-owned town, city, hex, unless targeted exclusively for the inactive front. Yeah, okay, well, we can only go to tiebreakers then. We're not going to be moving adjacent to German units. So if more than one destination hex meets the requirements and preferences of a given movement method, prefer A, closest to the unit's objective marker. Well, there you go. So he's going to move, and I'll put a cube there because supply does need to be looked at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and either 6, 7, or it can come straight across. So that is probably coming off. Well, let's leave it there just now. Let's just double check. I think supply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's fine. He can reach this road. He can trace supply. He's not. Well, no, he wasn't surrounding us. Well, the removal of him still leaves the unit surrounded. So that's what tells you if If I'd moved that unit away and this unit was now not surrounded, then yeah. Yeah, I think it's fine. And he's not open up proximity to anything. No. He's not caused any other unit to not be able to trace supply. No, that's unlikely. That's only going to happen if you're moving away from a unit that was maybe surrounded or something. Yeah, that's good. Okay, we need a ownership marker first. We need to add 2 victory points for the Soviets, so that's them up to the 15 mark. And we said for a chance to win at the end of this turn, we needed them to have less than 15, so that didn't take long. And then the Vornes front objective marker, because that's been reached, we'll go back and have a look at what happens. Okay. So page 15, 9.12, reaching a front's third objective. Over the course of the game, each front objective marker is placed in a sequence of 3 objective hexes. Once an objective marker for a given front is placed in its third hex per the third objective placement table above, the objective placement tables are no longer used for that front. Front objective removal. A front's objective marker remains in its third location hex until any of the following occurs. Right, that's fine. At the end of a Soviet activation, so not right now, but at the end of the activation in which a Soviet unit enters the third objective location hex, remove the objective marker in that hex from play. So what I'll do as a reminder is I think I'll just leave that there. But to be honest, we don't really need to look at that guy again. Hopefully I'll just leave it like that and we should remember what's going on. It's not as if he's adjacent to a German unit and might want to attack or anything like that. And he's moved, he's happy. He's got his city. He's got his victory points. And yeah, I was just thinking about him moving out of support, but it's not. Well, he wasn't in support anyway, was he? I don't think that's anything to do with. That's not a restriction anyway. Yeah, it's just supply. Okay, that's fine. So unit 1 can reach Krasnograd. However, he is going to break the restriction. If he moves out of Valky, it's not the moving out of Valky, it's the moving away from this unit, because he's going to be unsurrounded. So that is stopping him from moving, and it doesn't sort of allow you to break that restriction, even though it's a VPX around, does it? No. Oh, actually. There you go. That's where it breaks the restriction. I think that's what was going through my mind there. 9.23D is from turn 4 onwards. Cause a Soviet unit to become unable to trace supply. And by the way, this is do not conduct a move if it would cause a Soviet unit to become unable to trace supply. This includes the moving unit if it starts the move able to trace supply. Restriction D does not apply to a move ending in a German VP hex. So it wouldn't have mattered if you couldn't trace supply. You would still go in there anyway. Which, yeah, makes sense. However, it doesn't allow the breaking a surround. It says cause a surrounded German unit to become no longer surrounded. Does not apply if the German unit is isolated or the moving unit is in a hex outside the current operational limit. Okay, I'm glad I read that, but it's not relevant just now. But come next turn, if this guy goes isolated, then that guy doesn't care, he's going to move. Okay, so he is restricted and there's no other unit can do that. That's movement method 1 out of the way then. So movement method 2. In ascending order, adjacent to German VP hex and near objective. Yeah, so move to hex closer to or within 4. I was just wondering what happens when that objective marker goes away. That within 4 of the objective marker means that doesn't make any sense because they've not got an objective marker. Well, must mean that you can't do anything with that then, I suppose. Right, what German VP hexes do we have? We've got Krasnograd. We don't consider Poltava because that's Soviet owned now, and we've got Kharkov. We've got Sumy. So in ascending order, Unit 1, well, he wouldn't move into there. He's not going to move adjacent to it. It's the same situation. So yeah, because he's restriction, he cannot. Do we have a Unit 2? That was Unit 2, right. Do we have a Unit 3? Yes, we do. He's in here. He's already adjacent, but he's not within 4 hexes. He can't move to a more preferential hex than Kharkov. So he's just not going to move by that method yet. So he's still free to be doing something else. So Unit 4, I was wondering about though. The lights above again. I'll just put them out. I don't think I really need it. No, mind you, that does darken things a bit. I'll put this other lamp on. Yeah, they do actually produce a bit of brightness when it's I mean, it's not dark outside either, but it's probably better than the glare, isn't it? So Unit 4, yeah, he's got a problem as well though, because he's in Turka. Well, actually, I think we worked out he couldn't get very far because of the terrain round about him anyway, could he? But he's not going to expose he's not going to leave that town empty because we're going to be not only proximate, but we're going to be able to trace German supply. So I don't think he is going to move by that. So who would be next? Unit 6? Yeah, Unit 6 is here. In actual fact, that's moving away from the objective marker too, isn't it? So that wouldn't be any good to him. And probably not. Well, he's not got the movement, no. So Unit 6, right. He can't reach Krasnograd. If he went back to Kharkov, no, that's getting further away. So that's not any good. Unit 8. Now wait a minute. Can he not possibly get to Krasnograd? He's breaking zone of control into a broken hex though. Nah. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's one short. He would have probably done that. Let's double check again. Yeah, it's a broken hex, so it's 3 to move into there, 1 breaking zone of control, and 2 into the broken. Then 4 down the road, 5 into the clear, 6, 7. Yeah, he's just short. And again, he's not going to backtrack to Kharkov because that's not getting closer to his objective. Unit 9. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. He can't get adjacent to Kharkov. I'm not sure that'd be getting closer either. And he can reach down to some Sumy, which wouldn't be getting closer either. So then we're into the reduced units here again. Right, I'm going to put that light back on actually. That's a bit too dark. Right. So we checked everybody else for, yeah, this is just checking for unit movement method 2 anyway, Grant. Right, let's look in on here a little bit. I just realised I forgot about, I said that this unit couldn't, was adjacent to a German VP hex, but wasn't within 4 hexes. Now that's not to say that that couldn't move around to get closer to its objective, remember. This was one that I didn't really have myself switched on to, and I was, again, from watching Michael's videos. Because, yeah, move to a hex closer to the unit's objective marker and adjacent to German VP hex. So if this guy could get here, it would probably be closer to where he is. I don't think he's not going to be breaking surround actually. Can he get away around there though? The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he can't. He's not going to get in there because coming out in the woods there is going to be too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's going to be the same distance away, isn't it? So yeah, that would be 1 hex closer to his objective and adjacent to German VP hex. But you can't reach it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I need 7 movement to do it. Okay, fair enough. Well, that's fine. Just was wondering, I was a wee bit worried if I hadn't considered that with these third tank unit moves. Because I think there was some of them that were there and maybe could have moved there 1 hex closer. Oh, you know what? I think if I've made a mistake with that, I might have to just be left, because we pulled one of them back to reserve. That's the unit that's in the reserves here. He was unit 30. I'm not sure. I want to say unit 23 was maybe in here, and then moved to there. Why would that be though, Grant? Empty hex? No, I don't think so. Right, well, if you're going to do something about that, if you need to do it now then, Grant, don't you? You know what, I think I'm just going to leave it. If I happen to have not considered the last 2 unit stacks from third tank, with possibly moving 1 hex closer to their objective, and adjacent to German unit, then I think I'm just going to let it go, because we've done attack checks. I mean, the attack checks never came in the Grant, but then we placed that big reserve unit, and then we removed the reserve. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. So when I watch it back, I will sort of comment if I've got that wrong, but I'm going to have to say it's probably not a huge big deal, is it? I mean, whether this unit's here or it's here, I mean, and I might go lucky, to be honest, or I might have even been on the ball and switched on. It's just the fact that I didn't consider that there for that unit. And it's when I was looking at this now, thinking, oh, he could maybe move into here. And then thinking back, I get the feeling I might have moved one of them like that or something, or maybe moved him into there. You know, I might have got away with it. If I've not, then it's just going to have to be one of the ones that... Yeah, okay. Right, so can unit 23, he's next, because we've got 23, 24, 26 and 27. So 23 can get 1 hex closer. He's already adjacent to a VP hex, but he's not within 4 of his objective markers, so he can't just sort of walk in place there. So yeah, so he's going to move Well, he's going to move to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because he's moving adjacent to a German VP hex. And it doesn't matter the fact that he was already adjacent to the same German VP hex. That was the thing that was throwing me about it. But it doesn't say anything. It doesn't specify there's going to be a different VP hex. And then he's going to be able to adjust around these 2 units. And in actual fact, he could adjust to here, where he is, which is going to be an empty hex, which I think he's going to stick with. Or he could adjust to there as well, couldn't he? He can't adjust to down here. He would if he could, though. Remember, he's moving adjacent to 2 different German units, and not one of them is a specific target. But that would be one. No, he can. Yeah, okay, so he moved from here to here. And then needs to adjust by 9.25. However, this is going to be the empty hex. So that's what's going to break down. No, Grant. No, sorry. He moved from here to here. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was just about... Sorry, that was a phone ringing there. I think I can reach here, can't I? Oh, no, wait now. Breaking zone of control, Grant. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it is only the 3 hexes. And he's moved into this hex. And these 2 options are not an empty hex. Right, okay. So he is in the right hex. Now he has moved. He's 1 hex closer. He's adjacent to German VPX. Alright. Unit 24. Well, he can make the same move, but he would consider either of these 3 hexes as well. Well, in actual fact, he's going to stay where he is. No, hold on. Yeah, no, he is, isn't he? So he's going to move into here, getting 1 hex closer. And then we're going to check 9.25, and it's going to be between this hex, or this empty hex. So he's going to adjust back. I think that happened the last time again, didn't it? Yeah, okay. And then units 26 and 27, is it? Yeah. They would not be getting closer by moving adjacent to Kharkov. And they can't move adjacent to any other VP hex. So that's that. We got unit 30, have we not? Oh yeah, that's the guy that's he's the reserve, so we'll get to him at some point maybe. Right, so that's not an awful lot moved yet, and we're on 52 minutes. Okay, good stuff, Grant. Right, movement method 3, can we move on to it? Pretty sure we can. Yeah, so open supply line. Yeah, again, we've done nothing. We placed some reserves on the map, and every move has been carefully watched by the Soviets to make sure they don't leave themselves out of supply. The only one that we came across there was that if they were moving into a VP hex, taking a VP hex, they wouldn't care about supply, but as we checked before we realised that, this guy was still able to trace supply anyway when he moved in. So there's no supply lines to be opened, I don't believe. So then movement methods 4 to 9. Right, we're still on turns 3 to 5. So supplied armoured spearhead units skip method 4 to 9 unless they're occupy a town or a city. So that does mean that these guys are still able to move by 4 to 9. This guy is not. This is infantry. These are infantry. This guy won't be able to move. This guy won't be able to move. Okay. So 4 to 9. Cause surround in descending order. Yeah, we were here recently as well, weren't we? I mean, the nearest possible unit, the Rouse unit down here. Because remember, these are all surrounded still. This is surrounded. So the Rouse unit, well, unlikely, because this guy can't move. Well, he's causing surround as well, isn't he? This infantry unit could move 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see you can't do anything about it. Let's move on, Grant. There's nothing to surround. No. Move on, Grant. Come on, do it. Right, to Soviet VP Hex. Now this is possible. Oh, I think we struggled to find the movement points last time. Because we attempt to Garrison Soviet VP Hex target for the active front to which German units proximate on German supplies traceable. I forgot this one the last time, but this German unit's not proximate to it. Because we looked at this already. 1, 2, and then it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get across. It's 5 movement to get across into there before it even reaches there. So, and German supply is not traceable to it. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, it needs. Well, actually, I could come down a bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But it's still 1, 2, 3 hexes away from this road that would allow a supply trace for it. So no. And there's no any other Soviet towns. However, second part of this is a Soviet infantry unit. If unable to move to an unoccupied Soviet VP hex, move to a VP hex occupied only by Soviet armoured units, regardless of German proximity or supply trace. And also an infantry unit starting in a VPX stack with only armoured units is not moved by this or any subsequent method. Well, there's not any infantry unit starting stacked with armoured units, but we do have these 2 armoured units that are in towns that would accept some infantry relief. 1, 2, 3, 4. Unfortunately, it's 1 short. This is armoured. This isn't active, between 4 and 9 anyway. And then this one, I think we tried this already, but there's not a gap. There's not a gap to move through. So, no, we can't do that. And it's just these 2, I think. Yeah, if we look over here, this is infantry that's in this VP town, so that guy's not going to go there. That's all infantry in there. Poltova we have now as well, I suppose, which is an armoured unit in it, but yeah, there's not infantry proximate to that. So moving on, movement method 6, adjacent to German VP hex. So move to hex adjacent to German VP hex targeted for the active front. Okay. That's an ascending order. Well, again, Unit 1, he's in a town, so he can move with the movement method 4 to 9. But he's going to break the restriction again, and he would have moved in here rather than adjacent to it. We've done that already. So he can't move. He can't move with that method. He could move, and the thing is, actually, you know what? Stop. Rewind. Movement method 4. A Soviet unit already causing surround but not adjacent to the surrounded German unit moves adjacent if possible. Why did you forget that one, Brian? You talked about it the last time. There wasn't any other issues. Unit 8, maybe? No, Unit 8's not active because he's not in a town. However, Unit 1 is active. He is surrounding this unit because if we take that guy away, this guy's not surrounded anymore. So he's causing surround on that unit. Right, we can zoom in a bit, Grant. He's causing surround that unit. Like I say, if I take him away, the guy can move into, he's got an option of 2 hexes. So this is causing surround. A Soviet unit already causing surround but not adjacent to the surrounded German unit moves adjacent if possible. So this guy is going to move adjacent, well, possibly. Because he is going to leave Valky empty. So, well, let's just see. So we're going to do... The thing is, he can move... Right, where can he move to? Well, we're going to 9.25 it anyway. I always feel like I like the cubes up, though. Just to look at where they are. Yeah, okay. So I was looking around here and here, but I realised that if I went here or here, then they wasn't surrounded anyway. So it is just between these 2. 9.25 would want the guy to go Yeah, well, he's already surrounded, so that's fine. A Hex and Soviet support. Yeah, because he's just outside, isn't he? Yeah, both of these hexes are outside though as well. Oops. Hang on a sec. Right, sorry about that. I got sent some code as well. I don't know if something came through there or not. Made a noise. Right. So yeah, 9.25. Well, we can't break between the two. Like saying, if it'd been this hex, obviously this one's in support, but these two are not just outside support. So no, and they're both empty. Yada yada. So tiebreakers are closest to unit subject to marker. Well, this one is one hex closer. So let's see if we can move there then. So if we move this guy just one into there. Now, yeah, I mean, obviously the guy's still surrounded. And we moved adjacent to him. Have we caused any trouble here though? You'll need to open things up a bit. Now, I'm looking up at that third core unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's one short. So we're not opening up proximity to that. He's the closest unit. And as for German supply, I don't think so either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, we would have to go up and around to this hex here, which is just off camera here. And is there no possibilities of going through, getting to the map edge of Grant? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is one short there. Let's do that again. Yeah, because I can't trace into here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I can go through. Remember, I can't go through garrisons. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, even if I went through that one, it wasn't. It's because I'm having to go round the zone of control here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's one hex short. I think that's okay then. Cause the surround German unit, cause the surrounded German unit to be no longer surrounded. Well, he's definitely not doing that. He's moving closer to it. Cause one or more German units to become proximate to or German supply traceable to an empty garrison Soviet town city hex. Does not apply if the situation exists at the start of the move anyway. Yeah, okay. Cause a map edge hex, cause a Soviet unit to become unable to trace supply. I mean, he can still trace supply 1, 2, 3 onto the road. Yeah, he's fine, and he's not caused anybody else to. Yeah, I think he's going to do that then. So that was jumping back there to movement method 4, and yeah, I think it's okay. Still sort of feeling a bit unsure about that one. So movement method 4, we've done 5. Well, actually, hang on. No, yeah. It was 5. A unit would move to here if this was supply traceable by Germans, but we've said it's not, or he wouldn't have been allowed to move, so we can skip by that. So 6 is adjacent to German VP hex. Did we do all that yet? No, was that what we were on? Yeah, that's what we were on, I think. Move to hex adjacent to German VPX target for the active front. Yeah, that's right, because unit 1, and we thought, well, we can't move away from there because he's going to break surround. And then that's when I clicked. Right, okay. So, unit, do we have a unit 2? No. Unit 3, well, we do, but he's moved. Unit 3, what we try to do here, adjacent to German VP hex. Move to hex adjacent to German VP hex target for the active front. Soviet unit starting adjacent to the most qualified German VP hex is not moved by this or any subsequent method. So, okay, Unit 3 is adjacent to Kharkov, and he's going to 9.25. With in mind that he's adjacent to 2 German units here. So, where can he 9.25 to? Yeah, so he could adjust to either of these 3 hexes. This one is not an empty hex, so it's between the 2. Oh, hang on. Yeah, because if he adjusts to here, he's occupied by or adjacent. If he stays where he is, he's adjacent. If he moves to here, he's not in a hex that is occupied by or adjacent to a Soviet unit, adjacent to the same German unit. So, yeah, it was kind of a wee bizarre movement again, isn't it? So I think he's going to adjust into here. Is that right? Even though he's now moving away from his VP hex. That's it. That is right. I mean, I had a comment for Lawrence recently on this very point, I guess, that and he feels that he would move a unit with 9.25. I think what I'm doing, he wouldn't do this. He feels that this just seems like not right. I'm not saying I don't find some issues with it as well, but it does specifically say in 9.25 that it can then break the requirement. What is it? The requirements and the what's the word on it? You could end in a hex not conforming to the tiebreakers, preferences of or requirements of the movement method. And the movement method we're looking at here is adjacent to a German VP hex, and that's where he is just now. But when we 9.25 in, it brings this German unit in as well, which, yeah, we've got to do it because according to John Butterfield, this is not the target. This is not a target. This German unit is not the target. It's the actual hex that's the target. So then it brings in more than one German unit. And yeah, it then means he's not going to end in a hex adjacent to a VP hex, which, yeah, kind of feels a bit strange. But I don't know, maybe some of this will come out and again, maybe it might be looked at and found to be a bit odd that needs some adjusting or maybe not. Okay, right, move on because we're getting on here. And I'm cheating as well. That guy can't move with that method. Oops. Oh well. Yeah, he's a spearhead unit. I guess it's because some of them were being in towns. This guy was okay for it because he was in the town. And this guy's okay, and then the infantry's okay, and then, yeah, I forgot about that. Right, so this guy is not, to be honest, we could do with some, that's not a bad idea. Yeah, just a wee something to blank these guys off, I think. So these 3 units are not eligible to be moved by methods 4 to 9, whereas this one was, and this one is as well, and then we've got the infantry, which is fine. Yeah, so after me going through all that, you shouldn't have even considered it. Right, what about the rest of them then? Adjacent to move to hex and ascend in order. Adjacent to German VP hex. No, that guy can't move out of... No, he can't. I'm looking down at this guy, wondering again, but even if he does move, he's breaking a restriction. So that's Unit 4. Unit 9, can he go up to Kharkov? Is he next in line? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's just always been short at reaching Kharkov, so no, he can't. So I've got 26 and 27. 23 and 24 have moved. 26 and 27. Yeah, they can move, can't they? I get the feeling they've been adjusting about the place as well, though, haven't they? So 26 can move. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's the only hex it can move into. So yeah, it's going to do that, isn't it? It's going to move into here. And then we're going to 9.25 between here and back where it came from. And I think this has happened before, is it not? It's going to move back, isn't it? Is that right? Yeah, I'm starting to get my head's starting to hurt a bit. It's around Soviet support. They're all in Soviet support. It's not occupied by or adjacent. Yeah, they both are. An enter Garrison. It's not occupied by an active unit. No. So, and then tiebreakers, closest unit subjective marker. Yeah, so he just adjusts back into there. We've had this. The same thing's going to happen with Unit 27, isn't it? He's going to move there and then adjust as well. Because he's moving closer to it. So there's a bit of a loop going on here that's yeah, it's a bit messy. I mean, they're staying adjacent to the German units, so it's not that they're. I mean, we could potentially have an attack here, but it's all quite weak units that's round about. All the big stuff has moved on, so it's probably going to need the likes of the 40th Army maybe to come across and help out, get some assault coordination going, reinforced battle or something. Yeah. Right, so who have we got left that's not moved now then? Right. Just Unit 9, Unit 4 that are allowed to move with 49. And that was movement method 6. Yeah, okay. Movement method 7, adjacent to German unit and logistics hex. 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe. Is that in a logistics hex? It is. I think we looked at this before. It's difficult to see because it's in the woods. Yeah, it is. This is a logistics hex. I know I'm not zooming right in there, but it's because it's in the woods, it's a little tricky to see. Now you can see it's the same colour as that, so yeah. So that is a logistics hex. The units are surrounded, though, Grant. I was going to say, because this guy could reach 1, 2, 3, 4. He could have moved in there. But it's move adjacent to a German unit and a logistics hex for the active front and not currently surrounded. And they are currently surrounded, so forget about that. And there's no other option. Right, movement method 8. Adjacent to German unit. Move to an unoccupied hex that is adjacent to German unit and not adjacent to a Soviet unit. Adjacent to that same German unit. In descending order. Well, no. Well, we've got this guy here, but he can't. Yeah, he would need to move in here. 1, 2. Oh, he can. Yeah, I think he can do this, can't he? Where are we? Up here. So this guy could move 1, 2, 3, 4 into here, and he would be moving to an unoccupied hex that is adjacent to a German unit and not adjacent to a Soviet unit that is adjacent to the same, not adjacent to a Soviet unit, adjacent to that same German unit. So although he's adjacent to a Soviet unit, this Soviet unit's not adjacent to the same German unit. So yeah, I think that's good. So we're going to move that guy into there from there, and I don't believe he's causing any issues with that. No, let's move on. And this guy down here is, I think, going to lock in here because he is satisfying the movement, isn't he? Unit starting in a hex satisfying this movement method does not move by this or any subsequent method except 9.25. So is he in an unoccupied hex that is adjacent to a German unit and not adjacent to a Soviet unit adjacent to that same German unit? He is. 9.25. Well, right, well, hang on, because he can't, I don't think he can move out of the hex because he'd be breaking the restriction. Current operational limit, cause unit is surrounded, Soviet support, hex not adjacent, empty hex, yeah. Yeah, so it's going to look at tiebreakers closest to unit's objective marker, so it kind of would want to adjust to here or here, I would think. However, if it does that, then German, this German unit is proximate to it, isn't it? He can go 1, 2, and then 3 into there. So it doesn't matter what hex he was to move to, around this German unit. Yeah, so he has to stay where he is. However, that means he has not moved, but he's not going to move by anything else, which kind of makes sense as well for what he's doing down there. So I think that was right. Right, so have we moved everybody? No. Well, within 49. So now we've got these 3 units. Right, I'll take these off because that was move method 8, but there's no other units to move. So now we've got these 3 armoured units that can move with movement method 10, which is arrows in it. So arrows in ascending order. Well, we've got 6, 8, and 3, right? 3 cannot move with arrows. 6 could move with arrows, but he would break in. As soon as he can move to here. But then as soon as he moves another hex, then this guy's not surrounded anymore. So no. And then 8 was the last one. The first arrow takes him down into his zone of control, so no. Move method 11, close. Move to hex closer to the unit's front objective, not the same distance from the objective. And ascending order. Unit 6. Well, actually, I think he can. He could move in here, couldn't he? And still keep that guy surrounded. Yeah, I think he's going to do that, actually. So 1, 2, breaking zone of control. Yeah, because he can't go in there, can he? No, he can't. So 1, 2, breaking zone of control. 3, 4, 5 into there. Gets him 1 hex closer to his objective. I suppose he's going to 9.25, but I mean, come on. Oh yeah, 9.25 is going to take him back to there. Because there is adjacent to a Soviet unit, adjacent to the same German unit. And there, he is not. So he's going to move to here and adjust back to here. again, I think. Yeah. Support? No, it's not involved. Yeah, hex not occupied by or adjacent to Soviet unit, adjacent to the same German unit. That one is not. So it does settle there. Hang on, why did I jump to unit 6? There. Why didn't I look at unit 3? Or did I? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure unit 3 can get closer though, can it? Well, actually, yeah, he can. He can get around this hex. I get the feeling he might have been around there before. So we'll move the hex closer to the unit's front objective, not the same distance from the objective. Prefer the hex closest to and then adjacent to German occupied hex. But the thing is, he can't get in here because we would have done that. We would have moved adjacent to Kharkov. So it is 1, 2. That's not going to be closer to his objective, and that's certainly closer. I've counted that. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this doesn't help. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Now, it does get on one hex closer. Okay, so I think he's going to move there. From there now. Oh, is he maybe breaking surround? No, I don't think he is. All these guys are surrounding. Zok. Zok, 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 Zok. Yeah, he's still surrounded. Oh, hang on. This guy's not. That's because we moved these guys away, didn't it? Something like that moved away a bit, didn't it? Was it this guy moved away from there? Yeah, if that unit is now not surrounded, these two units are not surrounded, they could move into here. Yeah, that is. Whereas, oops. Yeah, they can't move there. Okay, so you can't move that. Sorry, I should have zoomed in a bit there. What you see? Yeah, you can see that with that guy moving out, it's still keeping this guy surrounded, funnily enough, or these guys. However, it enables these guys to move from their. Well, hang on here. Well, I'm sure the definition of surround is that you can't move. A unit surrounded when every hex adjacent to its hex is occupied by an enemy unit or in an enemy zone of control, regardless of the presence of friendly units. So right now, these are all occupied by zone of control in there, zone of control in there, and zone of control in there. And if I take this guy out of the equation, we've got not occupied anymore, but zone of control, 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 not zone of control. So it's kind of weird though, because I mean that is breaking surround, but that unit moving from there to, if I take that away, that unit moving from there to there moves them into a surrounded hex. So he's moving. Well, he's actually, well, if he's able to move, he's not surrounded anymore. So I think it does work still, but yeah, it's just the way it is. Okay. There and a half. And yeah, we are going to have an attack. Definitely here, I think. Well, and maybe one of the ones around Kharkov, possibly. So I think I might split this video up now. This is coming up for an hour and a half. Right, well, what were we at there? We're still at movement method 11. So he can't move at that. We've got somebody else, we've got unit 8. Yeah, because we moved 6. Well, we moved them, he adjusted back. And then, yeah, and I forgot about 3, that's what it was. And 3, you can't get round this way because I don't think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, that is not closer, surely, Grant. Well, hang on, it doesn't matter. I'm just counting hexes there, and it doesn't matter. If I move him up there, he's doing the same thing as it would do moving him down there. He's breaking surround on that guy. Right, move on, Grant. Right, unit 8. Now, if he moved away from there, is there any issues with surround? These guys in particular, they're still surrounded. Yeah. So I think unit 8's going to get on the move then. Because even moving from here to here, he can't move from here to here. But he can go out and in. Yeah, you know what? He can start going down this road, to be honest. Yeah, because he's wanting to try and get as close as possible to his objective marker. Okay, so you're looking at unit 8. That's where I can see him getting to. These are all 5 away from the front objective here. So yeah, and that was the preference A is closest to. Preference B is adjacent to German occupied text with least strength. Well, no, so we can't find that one. Preference C is empty hex. They're all empty hexes. So tiebreakers are closest to units objective marker and empty hex, hex furthest in compass direction. So I'm going to be this one. This is unit 8, and is breaking zone of control into a broken hex. I wonder. Yeah, hang on, I'll just move them just now. So that'd be 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6 down the road into the clear hex 7. It's one of the possibility of breaking that away. It's hitting broken there anyway, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's further away. So that's where he's ending up. Has he broken any restrictions? Well, we checked already that he hadn't broke surround. So I think that's okay. These units are still surrounded. Yep. Supply. Yeah, keep an eye on the supply, Grant. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4 up to this road. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's not really too many issues because you can get to that road, or this road at the moment, and they're fine. So yeah, they're not, unless they're coming too far down. But even the guy hitting Poltava here was still able to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and reach that road. So yeah, right. Is that everybody? Not quite. He's set in, he's locked in. Yeah, it's just unit 3. Couldn't move method 11. So final one to do is 12. If not adjacent to a German unit, well he is. Unit starting adjacent to a German unit does not move by this method. He would 9.25. Yeah. Oh, right. So he is actually going to move up here then, isn't he? A unit starting adjacent to a German unit does not move by this method, and we know that it got confirmed that, well, if it doesn't move by a method, 9.25 still kicks in, because it says that, doesn't it? When ending a move adjacent to German unit. No. Where does it say it? Anyway, it got confirmed by John as well. Apply to all moves in which a Soviet unit would end its move. No. Apply to movement methods that calls for a Soviet unit starting adjacent to a German unit to not move. Yeah, that's it there, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, and then, like was said, he's gonna lock in, but he's going 9.25. A movement in there is not going to break this round, though, is it? No, that's the thing. So, Hex and Soviet support, they're in support. A Hex not occupied by or adjacent to a Soviet unit adjacent to the same German unit. So, he can't get down to that one. He can get 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he can't get down to that one or that one. He can get into here or stay where he is. And this one would be occupied by, this one's adjacent to, this one is not. So he is going to adjust into there. Yeah. Okay, that's all the movement. Everybody ended up moving, apart from this guy here. We do have that one reserved. Right, I'm at 1 hour and 31 minutes, and yeah, that's a bit too much. And I know it's maybe annoying not finishing off, but I believe there's going to be an attack here. Pretty sure of that. With that guy moving up there now, I'm not so sure there is going to be anything here, admittedly. But there's also a possibility of this, although he's in a VP Hex, so maybe not. Yeah, okay. But it's 1 hour and 32 minutes, so I'll just cut it here and put that together, and yeah, it's not ideal, I know, but I don't want it stretching towards 2 hours. It's probably going to the way I am. Okay, right. So I'm probably going to finish this off tonight. I think still got a bit more time. I'm going to take a break now anyway as well. So that's part of the reason why I don't want to continue, and it's better just to split it into 2 parts. Okay, I will be back soon though, guys. Cheers.